Guys, look, I just want to start off by saying I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to be here today. I've got meetings to go to and all that stuff, so I really want to make sure that you understand how to do this lab, and I'm going to show you how to do this right now. The first thing you need to do is to log into Canvas. In Canvas, there is going to be a file that is titled Bottleneck Lab. We're going to be completing that in the lab today. So I want you to go ahead, get that, and open that up. I'll give you 2 seconds to do that. Alright, I'm going to assume that you already have it open, so we're going to actually explain how you're going to go through and do the lab. Of course, in order to do that, I have to have the lab in front of me, which I don't. Now that I have the lab in front of me, I can give you the directions on how to complete the lab. First, this is going to be your population. And if you look on the lab, under the data table section, there's some information that you're going to need to write down. It's already been written here, but I'm going to need you to go ahead and write down the information that I'm going to tell you here. Because again, we're talking about the bottleneck effect. If you remember, the bottleneck effect is the drastic reduction in a population. Some type of natural disaster, or some type of like a meteor hitting Earth, something like that. So only a few amount of the population survive, and again, it's random. It's not based upon natural selection. So we're going to experiment with that today and see how closely the percentages are to something like the actual percentages you start with. So the very first thing you're going to need to do is to take your population and then sort them based upon their different phenotypes, that is what they look like. So you see we have 3 different phenotypes that are present in our sample. In this sample there is the white bean, the blue M&M, and the orange M&M. And you're going to count out those numbers and you're going to place that in your data table. So you see here I've already started the data table. In the phenotypes I've written blue. This one actually says blue, red, and bean, but you get the idea. So for this one you'd put blue, orange, and bean. You count up the number of beans. Each one's individual, and then at the very bottom where it says total, you're going to add them all up and get the total. Also notice that it says ratio or percentage. Remember, in order to calculate the percentage, you're going to take the number of blue beans or blue M&Ms and divide by the total. And that's how you're going to get your percentage, and you do that for all 3 of them. So that way you get your percentages. Remember, all of your percentages should add up to equal 100. And again, to get that formula, you need to take however many you have in that one column, divide by the total, and multiply by 100. So now we have the total percentage of each phenotype. You're going to place all of the beans back into the bin, or cup, or whatever you want to call it. Mix them around. And for the first 3 trials that are here, you're going to pull out 50 beans. And it's going to be random. So pull out about 50. Again, I'm not keeping count here, but I just want to show you what I want you to do. You're going to take out 50, and you do the same thing you did the first time. You're going to count them up. Okay? You're going to count them. You're going to place them in trial 1, and then you're going to calculate the percentage again. So here, in order to get the percentage of blue M&Ms, I'll take 17 and divide that by 52 and multiply by 100. And that again is going to give you your percentage of blue beans, and you'll do the same for all 3 of them. And you're going to perform that trial 3 times. Once you are done with each individual trial, you're going to take the beans and then place them back into the bin, starting over again. You have any questions? Good, I can't answer them anyways because this is a video. You'll go through, complete these 3 trials. The next time you do this, you're going to do the same thing on the next page. So the information where it says original population, the same information is going to go here that is on the original population on the first page. This time, for all 3 trials, you're going to do the exact same thing, except instead of getting 50 for each trial, you're only going to collect 10. So randomly select 10 beans. You're going to count them up, and you're going to place them in the data table again, just like before. Number of beans, the total number of beans, which will be about 10. And then you figure out the percentages the same way. So if there are 5 blue beans, for example here, there are 4 blue M&Ms. I'm going to take 4 divided by 10, multiply that by 100. That will be 40%. And you'll place that information in your data table. The whole goal of this is to see how the bottleneck effect actually has an effect on the percentages of phenotypes in different generations. Because again, this does not have to do with natural selection. This is all about chance. So you're going to go through this, complete each of the 6 trials that are listed here, and if you follow the directions on the lab, it will give you the same explanation that I'm giving you now. You'll want to finish those post-lab questions, complete them, and if you get it finished, feel free to submit that on Canvas. Once you are done, I want you to pick up the end-of-course assessment study guide that is off my desk. I know I handed you one the other day. That one is not as full and complete as the one I want you to actually complete that's on my desk. And you'll work on that till the end of the class period, and feel free to work on that with a partner. Hope you guys have a good day while I'm gone. I'm sorry I'm missing you guys, but we will start back up on Monday of next week. So look forward to seeing you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.